Yo, what's up everybody? It's your boy the Kryptonian saying here, bringing you a review for One Piece chapter 450, which is the start of the new box set, and box set 3 runs all the way up to volume 70. I actually got this box set as I was finishing up the tail end of box set number 2, so like around volume, I think, volume 45, 46, somewhere around there. Man, I gotta tell you, I cannot wait to get caught up because being at volume 70 means I'm probably going to be somewhere around chapter 6 or 700, probably even further than that, which means I'm going to be that much closer to being caught up. And I cannot wait to get caught up because I have so many ideas for One Piece videos. Like I have 2 or 3 series that I have just planned out, video topics. Can't wait to bring you guys some stuff. If you're familiar with my Naruto work, then you'll see some similar stuff there. So without any further ado, let's get right into this chapter review. So the cover page, pretty interesting. You know, Enel, he's still doing his thing on the moon, but we got this doctor, and he's a moon watching connoisseur. And it brought up something that was hinted at in, I believe, Skypiea. There's more than one moon on the One Piece planet, and so it makes sense that this guy is a moon watching connoisseur. And it's kind of crazy when you think about it, because basically this dude is on some next level shit, okay? Like, he's on a moon with, you know, the little creatures that he's created, little robots, and he's watching the other moons while on a moon. Like, this is so damn crazy. Like, this would be the equivalent of going to a Lakers game, and if I'm a Lakers fan, going to a Lakers game, sitting courtside, and being right behind the bench, but at the same time watching the game, like streaming it. Like, you get what I'm saying? It's like, it's doing some extra shit, but it's because you can do it. That's why you do it. Like, I love it. No rhyme or reason behind it. Now, for the chapter itself, this was a very interesting chapter to me, because when it opens up, my girl Nami puts her foot in her mouth, okay? This is one of those examples where you guys are normally like, oh my god, man, oh my god. You know, Nami watches paint dry on a wall, and Kryptonian makes like a 15 fucking minute video saying, let me tell you why Nami's so brilliant. That girl Nami's brilliant for this reason. Let me tell you about my girl Nami. Well, this is one of those times where that's not necessarily the case, man. Because old girl did the dumbest thing ever, okay? She's been confronted by Dr. Hogback, okay? Dr. Hogback has basically put it out there, and they have a small window where they could probably talk themselves into not being in a confrontational space. And Nami says, she's Sindri. I know the truth. I know the truth about you. And Hogback's like, oh, you went into that room? Okay. Throw them into the eternal darkness. And I thought that that was interesting, because you even have Usopp at one point. Usopp's trying to tell her to shut up. And Nami's character, this is where what I feel her positive character trait will actually get her in trouble. I love an opinionated woman who will speak her mind and doesn't hesitate to do so. But sometimes you gotta hold your tongue, man. Sometimes you gotta do it. You know, it's kind of like if you look at, you know, Game of Thrones. You know, Ned Stark would have been okay if he would have just learned to not be such a straight shooter. There's something noble about it, but in the case of Nami, there's nothing noble about this. You can tell leading up into this that the girl was somewhat triggered, and it was one of those moments where she's like, I'm going to speak exactly what's on my mind. I could be damned if what's going to happen. And sure enough, Sindri and the samurai that we saw, they show up. And I like how in this one scene where Nami automatically connects this samurai that we got, who apparently slew a flying dragon, which is an impressive feat in itself. But I like how Nami immediately connects him to Brook, the skeleton that they met. And it makes you wonder if these zombies are being, you know, used against their will. And that would be a pretty interesting, you know, twist, and it's something I could see Oda doing, kind of humanizing the underlings of this warlord Morai. So I thought that that was pretty cool. And she's like, oh wow, he wants to see my panties just like this guy, and which means, because this is a manga, so I can't hear how he's speaking, but I will be very interested to know if the anime actually had these two characters speak with the same cadence. Because for Nami to make that type of connection, it means that there's something in the voice. Maybe, you know, Brook's voice sounds different because he's dead, but one thing you can't change when it comes to vocal patterns, every person has a certain cadence that they speak with, and you can train yourself to speak with different cadences. But for the most part, like, we all have, our voices all operate on a separate frequency, and so for Nami to catch that and be able to distinguish, like, hey, these look pretty similar. I thought that was pretty impressive. Also liked how Usopp is, you know, cowering like a little bitch. Chopper's got the cross. He's like, stay away from me. And it's because Usopp was just like, you know, we gotta get some exorcism going on in this bitch, man. We're gonna get like the olive oil and put it over the doors. We're gonna get the crosses, the garlics. We're gonna get the beads, everything. Like, we're gonna be okay. And Chopper bought all into this. Like, Chopper thinks that little cross is gonna keep him safe. Nami is the only one that's being logical in this situation. You know, she's got that weather baton, and you know, she's looking like, okay, I'm a throw down, I'm gonna fight, and that's when the samurai just walks right past them, and I'm like, what the hell? And he's saying, hey, Sindri, make me a snack. I don't care what it is, just make me a midnight snack. And Usopp has the right idea, okay? And this is where I appreciate Usopp being in the crew, because he's a liar. He's a fucking coward. When shit hits the fan, you know Usopp's gonna run. But at the same time, Usopp, you know, he's got that LeBron James in him a little bit. He's not gonna be the one that makes the big play at the end of the game. If you give him the ball, he's gonna pass it, but he's gonna make the right pass. And with Usopp, you know, he's like, hey, we gotta get the fuck out of here. We're in no shape equipped to deal with this Hogback guy, and they don't even know about the warlord that's on the island. I think it's only Luffy and the others who know about him. So they've got the right idea. They take 3 steps, and then they all just fall out. And right away, I'm like, oh, what just happened? And when I see the explanation, I see Samurai putting his sword up, I'm like, oh, okay, this is one of those cliche moments where the samurai or the swordsman moves just so fast with the speed of light, basically, even though I don't think this is light speed. And I think at this point, Luffy and them are probably a few pegs under lightning speed, you know, as far as actual feats. You know, I know during the Davy Back fight, I was like, oh, well, Luffy's dodging light based off that room and mirrors, and I went back and looked at it. I don't think they're quite at light speed. So I thought that that was pretty cool. I thought that that was really fucking cool. Just the fact that they fell over. It's the cliche, samurai draws the sword, everyone kind of falls over, and then it automatically transitions over to Zoro, who is the swordsman. And when the Straw Hats walk into the castle, I about fell over, okay? Because you got Luffy. Luffy's walking in, and Luffy's like, hey, we're coming in, and it's either Zoro or it's Sanji. They're like, dude, that's not even enough notice. Like, Luffy's that dude where he shows up at your place unexpected, and as soon as you look through the peephole and you open up the door to ask him, like, what are you doing here? He's walking straight in, going straight to the fridge, popping out a drink, sitting down, changing the channel, and asking you, hey, so what are we having for dinner tonight? Like, that's him. Or to go back a little further, you know, when I was not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that one. I'm not gonna do that one. But I will say this: like, Luffy is reminding me of a certain character from a '90s television show who would unexpectedly show up. And I know I got some people who are in their mid-20s who watch these reviews. So if you can tell me what character I am referring to, I will pin the comment, man. And I got a very special reply, you know, waiting for that. If you can tell me it's a character who showed up just random as fuck at the most inopportune times in the craziest way possible. That's all I'm gonna say, man. So with that being said, I like how when Luffy and the others, you know, they're walking in, and then Luffy's like, wow, it's so many zombies. I can't believe this. I've never seen anything like this, even though you just saw some fucking zombies and you just kicked their ass. In fact, you pushed one of them into the ground. Like, are you serious right now? And I like how Luffy's just like, well, we could have been friends. It's a shame you didn't get in my way. And then he proceeds to hit a whole bunch of them with the Gum Gum Bazooka. Like, Luffy, moments like this, is exactly why I have a love-hate relationship with Luffy, because sometimes he does the dumbest shit ever, and then sometimes he does the dumbest shit ever, and I think it's funny. Like, and then he has flashes of brilliance. I literally have no idea what to feel about Luffy right now. Like, and I like how Luffy is all over the damn place in this chapter, because Luffy, at one point, it's like, oh, Sanji's missing? Oh, okay. Fuck it, whatever. But he says something really, really savage. He's just drawn with a very serious expression on his face. And he's like, look, if anything happens to somebody on my crew, I will blast this whole island to bits. And I'm like, oh shit. This dude, like, going to Ian's lobby, fighting Rob Lucci, changed him. And I love it, because that was needed for his character. I don't know if you guys will recall this. It's probably been about 3-4 weeks since I did the big climax to the Luffy versus Rob Lucci fight. But if you guys will recall, during that fight, one thing, or at least when you guys saw it, but during that fight, Luffy has this one line where he says, if I don't defeat you here and now, my crew's gonna die. And the fact that Luffy at one point was not able to move, and his crew was still in danger, if you will, and he himself was going to die. I think leaving Ian's lobby after everything that happened, seeing what Nico Robin's been through, how far she was willing to go to protect the crew, it's changed him for the better. He's a better leader. He's still goofy, off the wall, whatever, but that line right there, I feel like the Luffy before Ian's lobby might have said, don't touch my crew, give me my crew member back. I don't think the Luffy before this would have used that particular language. And I could be wrong, but this is just my thought. And to see this progression along with the change in the art style, where the artwork has started to get better, I really love what Oda's doing at this point, because it just shows us that these characters are continuing to go through a maturation process. And Luffy, while he has a lot of the characteristics of a typical shonen main character, one thing that I am seeing out of him is he's not going the route that, when you look at the other two big three, Naruto and Ichigo, when you look at them, their character development, it continued for a long time, and then for a while it stalled. And I felt like we were getting a similar thing with Luffy, where for a long time it was just stuck in neutral, and then you get a few, notches where he's moving up a gear, and then he'd go back in neutral, and it's just like you constantly see a rise and then stalling. But he's been moving forward very slowly in a very subtle way for, I'd say, from Skypiea on. So I like what I'm seeing on this. I thought it was hilarious how each of the Straw Hats that are fighting, you see their personalities and their quirks come out. Like Frankie values loyalty. He was like, oh, I thought you guys were crewmates with these other two weaklings. And then he proceeds to one-shot them. You got Nico Robin basically talking to the woman that's got her head out, the little zombie chick. And it's just like, you shouldn't gape. It would make you more attractive if you didn't do so. You have attractive features. And then Robin proceeds to fuck her up. And that was so cool for me, because again, it's Robin starting to fully assimilate into the crew, and it's not something that we saw before. Like, Robin would make little offhand remarks, but if this would have been any other arc, where after she joined the crew after the Alabasta part, when they got to the island, Robin would have been MIA, gone somewhere else, and then just showed the fuck up. She's walking with them, fully cemented in. She's laughing. She's speaking these characters by their actual names. And you're seeing little quirks. Like, she has that little quirkiness that you see out the Straw Hat members, where they do just random shit. Like, Robin before was very calculated, very distant in a very subtle way. And then as we got into Water 7, as we got into Ian's lobby, we saw Robin just get to that point where it was like it was being very noticeable. It went from subtle to really in your face. So I like how Oda is actually making her part of the crew, and doing it in the way that we're seeing it alongside Frankie, and it's like now she really feels like she belongs in the crew. She's not the redheaded stepchild of the Straw Hats. So I thought that was cool. I like how when Sanji's getting in that bitch, Sanji's just like, where's Nami? I have to find her. I have to find those sugar walls. And you got Sanji just throwing the kicks left and right, saying, where'd you hide Nami? And at first I'm thinking, okay, Sanji's gone. Well, this dude has got his Super Saberhole captain costume on. And he's probably got the cape flapping and shit. He probably said, oh shit, these are Nami's panties. These are the scents of, this is the scent of Nami. I'm following it. And that's what I thought. So apparently it looks like Sanji might have gotten captured. And the chapter actually ends off with Dr. Morai, not Dr. Morai, Morai, the warlord, basically saying the Straw Hats are here. These are some pretty dangerous people. Go catch their ass. All the zombies are, you know, kind of surrounding the castle. So it looks like we're going to get a pretty intense throwdown. And what will be very interesting is just like how with this bookshelf, you got different layers and levels. It'd be very interesting if like the Straw Hats, they have to go up a different level and there's a whole bunch of different fights taking place on it, and whatever happens either on the top level or on the very bottom. I think that would be pretty damn cool. But if we leave this arc, and I feel like this is going to be a shorter arc, so if we leave this arc and we don't see Zoro fight this mysterious swordsman, I'm going to be so fucking cheated, because this would be so crazy, because this is a fight begging for Zoro to take it on. Like, Zoro needs to fight this guy. Sanji probably needs to fight Hogback because it's Nami related, okay? Like, Sanji is chasing Nami's vagina juices right now, her pussy juices. He's like, Nami, I might need to cut that shit out. That's a little too X-rated, man, or explicit. You know, because I know I got some younger viewers. But fuck it, if it's still in there, it's still in there. And I feel like Luffy needs to take down the Warlord, which would be fucking crazy, because if Luffy takes down another Warlord, his bounty's already high. Could we see Luffy hit 1 billion on the bounty list? That'd be fucking crazy. That'd be really fucking crazy. So, as always, guys, if you like anything I had to say, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, share. Thank you so much for watching to the end. Thank you so much for supporting me up until this point. I definitely did not think that when I did these One Piece reviews that anybody would want to check them out, because this series is so fucking old. It's still ongoing. You guys consistently tell me that this is some of the best content that's going on in One Piece history, and the arc that's getting ready to come up is building up towards something that's been hinted from as far back as the shit that I've been covering now. So I can't wait. And I'm really flattered that you guys are watching and supporting. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Have an awesome day.